when I was a kid, there was a genius thing you did with handbags.
Yes.
Now, was it you and a friend?
Me, Alicia Kinsey. I remember her name very well because of this, yeah.
OK, so describe what you used to do.
We used to go to Oxfam and buy decent-looking old ladies' handbags. And we'd go riding on her horse Bronco. And after Bronco had had his bran mash, he would always be ready to poo. So we would immediately scoop the hot poo into one of these, or both of these handbags. And then we would leave the handbag by the side of the road and hide in the bushes. And someone would always, and this is in Cornwall, it's a country lane. It was not like on the M11. And someone would always stop, either someone walking or, you know, someone cycling or someone in a car would stop. The truck drivers were always really irritated by what we were doing. Anyway, and they'd stop and they'd pick up the handbag, look around. Some poor old ladies dropped their handbags. It's terrible. And then they'd open it, stinking, sweaty poo, and we'd scream from the bushes, "Shitty handbag!"
Now, I'm not suggesting that any of you are actual criminals, but...
We are.
All I'm saying is, watch yourself around Rihanna. Now, Rihanna, I don't know if you know... I don't know if you know how criminal you are. OK, let's just look at this picture. Did you ask permission from the club when you left holding this glass? Because I don't think...
That might have been one that I took to the club.
Yeah.
Oh, she took it.
What about this one? What about this one?
Crystal.
Did you ask about that glass?
That looks...
I'll just speed it up. What about this one? What about this one? Did you ask about that one? They look like
the same one.
That's coming out of my wages!
That's the
Come back! OK, what about this one? There you are leaving a fashion show.
I took that back to the hotel that I took it from.
Of course you did. Yeah. This one. There's another one. There's another one. And sometimes you don't even bother to seal the glass. Just a bottle. We're never seeing that glass again.
My mom is going to see this. Sorry, Mom.
Has anyone ever tried to stop you, or you just, I'm Rihanna?
Oh, come on. Can you imagine?
Did you care? What are you talking about? I own those glasses.
She brought them with her.
Of course you do now. I hear you met a very important person, a VIP.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was staying in the same hotel. I'd been there for about 3 months, on and off. And I was walking through the reception one morning to go to work, and the manager came out and he said, "Mr. Gallagher, can I just have a word?" And I was like, "Oh, what?" And he said, "Get in the office." And I was like, "Oh, shit." So I kind of think, I wonder what I've been smoking in the room again. And he said, "Oh, I don't want to alarm you." He said, "But you may get a visit over the weekend from the Secret Service." And at that point, I took my sunglasses off and was like, "What?" And he said, "The Secret Service, I don't want to alarm you, but they're going to pay you a visit." And I was like, "The Secret Service? What Secret Service?" And he went, "The American Secret Service." And I just got a computer for Christmas, that previous Christmas, and I kind of hack away at it, trying to work it, and I'm kind of doing this, and I'm thinking, have I sent something? Is there someone in one of those, like, Thunderbirds big screens going, "What's that?" And I was like, "The Secret Service," and they said, "Well, you know, they're coming in with a very special guest, and he usually takes up all the top floor." He said, "But I've told him there's a celebrity here from England and I can't move him." And I was like, "Oh, right, me, brilliant." And I said, who is it then?" And he said, "Well, I can't say." And I was going, "Oh, come on, who is it? Is it Obama? You know, is it Bill Clinton? Is it Elton John?" And he said, "It's the King of Tonga." So there was just me and him on the whole of this floor and the CIA. But when I finally got to meet the king, now I don't know whether I watched too much Scooby-Doo, which I probably do, but I thought he'd have a grass skirt on. And I did. And he kind of got into the lift when I was there, and he's like, some guy from Buckinghamshire. He went, "Oh, hello, you're the rock star." And I was like, "Where are the drums?"
How did you know he was the king? Did he tell you? Did he say, "I'm the King of Tonga"?
He had a T-shirt on, one of those T-shirts. There's 2 security guards that said, "I'm with the King of Tonga."
When you were directing yourself, how hard was it as an actor not to do voices? Because that is kind of your life.
Yeah, I mean, it was less of a leap than I feared it would be. You know, during doing Family Guy, I had gotten into the habit of being able to record a line and then go into the booth and listen to it and switch off my brain and kind of feel like I'm listening to somebody else.
Yeah.
And that did kick in pretty early on into the process, where I was able to run into Video Village and look at the footage and see if I was doing it right.
Yeah.
How many voices do you do? Sorry, I don't mean to take over
so
your interview, but I'm just kind of
Family Guy,
curious. Like, how many can you do? How many? Like, what's the?
You know, just enough to avoid being myself.
So it's in Family Guy. In Family Guy, the characters you do
Peter, Brian, Stewie, Quagmire, and then a smattering of others as needed.
And are they all based on people, or you just?
They come from various places. Peter, I knew 1,000 Peter Griffins growing up in New England. I mean, guys who would not think before they spoke, like, no self-editing mechanism. Everything is in here, it's coming out here with no gateway. And Stewie is based on your own Rex Harrison, who I was a big fan of.
Wow.
Yeah.
And who else? Quagmire, where's Quagmire from? That can't be a person.
Quagmire.
If it is, he's not happy.
No, he's a bad egg. Quagmire, when I was a kid, my father used to buy me old radio dramas from the 40s and 50s. And so I would listen to these things, and the commercials were intact. You hear these old commercials, Autolite brand spark plugs, the only spark plugs for you. And like everyone had this high-pitched voice, which I guess the mics were more sensitive to the mid-range voice at that time. And they all sounded like Quagmire, and so that kind of stuck with me. And when I was coming up with a voice for him, he began as an impression of 1950s ad men.
And when you're doing, because those characters are in scenes together.
Yeah.
Do you do one line after the other, or do you all do one and then go back and do the other one?
When I do a table read, yeah, I have to jump back and forth. It's like, hey, what's going on? Oh, hello, fat man. Oh, Stewie, how are you? It's a back and forth.
It's good, right? That is good.
Silliness. Terrific.
But then sometimes you do them separately.
Yeah, when I record the shows, I kind of literally do it one line at a time, just to make sure that I
But
have...
that's not really because of the voices, it's just because you have to be naked, completely naked for Brian.
Completely nude.
The essence of yourself.
Completely emotionally and physically nude.
Oh, can you do the cool whip thing?
The what?
The cool whip. No, I feel like Dance Monkey. I feel like I just got a big stick and go,
barking seal.
do the
Barking seal, aren't I, Graham Norton? You're an Irishman. You think these people accept you as one of their own, but they don't. They don't accept you at all. Yes, Brian, would you like some Cool Whip?
Why are you saying it like that?
What am I saying? I'm saying Cool Whip.
Oh, you're saying Cool Whip.
Yes, I'm saying Cool Whip.
You're putting a lot of emphasis on the H.
No, Cool Whip. I'm saying Cool Whip.
Say cool.
Cool.
Say whip.
Whip.
In the book, you talk about how you get to kind of familiar faces quite early on when you meet Robert Webb and Olivia Colman. Now, Olivia Colman, she's suddenly skyrocketed. She's a fabulous actress. And she was on the show a couple of weeks ago. I so wish I'd read this book before she'd been on. Because I love the story about you were in a play called The Miser with her.
Yes, we were in
Was it theatre and education, going around schools?
Yes, basically. When we just sort of left university, we were doing this tour of production of The Miser going around schools. And there were just 4 of us in it, and we'd been doing it for months and months and months, and we'd got a bit... We'd lost respect for the... We'd lost respect for the art. It's the worst thing you'd do as an actor. And so we would get quite giggly in this show quite often, particularly as you'd go to a school, and sometimes we went to quite posh schools sometimes where the pupils were extremely obedient, but but basically, as far as you could tell, brain dead. They sort of marshalled in, they'd sit there miserably throughout the whole production and then be marshalled out. So, you know, you weren't even sure that they were still alive while you tried to perform this supposedly funny play. And so, in the absence of any laughter from the audience, we would start to provide it ourselves and become increasingly hysterical during this production. And there was one moment that was a particular problem that would make us all laugh uncontrollably, which is when I would come on stage as a new character wearing a bow tie. And this is a bow tie I'd had to tie in the wings in the dark without a mirror. So I had no real sense of what it looked like. And everyone on stage would be sort of bracing themselves for how stupid this bow tie would look. And it seems like quite a small thing, but if you're incredibly bored of doing a play time after time, all you can think about is, I wonder what Davy's bow tie will look like today. And it got to the point that whatever it was like, it was hilarious. If it was a bit skew-if, that was hilarious. If it was ridiculously misshapen, that was hilarious. If it was fine, that was even more hilarious. And on one particularly dismal performance at a school with particularly brain-dead children, I came on stage with the bow tie in some way... I never saw what it was like myself. And Olivia Colman pissed herself. Just literally opened her bladder there in the middle of the scene. And it was... I've never before or since have I seen anyone actually piss themselves live. And there's a lot more piss in a human than you'd expect. It was really loads.
Did the kids react?
As far as I can remember, they didn't really react.
Did they not notice?
No, I don't think they did. I noticed. I particularly noticed the point when it started to overflow her shoes. And at that point, I realised that the stage was raked. It started to head gradually towards the front row, but they never seemed to notice at all.
Oh, my God.
Miriam, now... You were in that television series when you were very early on?
Yes, Crossroads. Well, I remember Crossroads. Does anybody else remember Crossroads?
Yes.
Do you know what it is? Well, when I was first starting as an actress, I was called for audition for Crossroads, and they gave me the script, and you know I went along, and I was quite nervous. But anyway, as I was waiting to be called in to see the people, I realised that my period had started. And I thought, oh dear, I better fix this. So I went to the ladies' room in the Birmingham studio, and there's a thing on the wall called Dr. Southall's sanitary towels. It was a long time ago. It was before Tampax and those kind of contraptions. And you put in 2p. I'm explaining.
2p?
Yes.
That was a long time ago.
It was.
Yes.
And you put in 2p and you pulled out a little drawer inside which was a wrapped towel, a wrapped sanitary towel. And so I did this. But unfortunately, not being very adept with my digits, I got my finger caught in the drawer. So it snapped back with my finger in it. It tore my finger quite badly. And, you know, there was blood everywhere and it was just ghastly. And, of course, I still had the script with me, you see. So then, eventually, I was called in for my audition. And as I started to read, I saw that the eyes of the people who were listening to my audition were drawn to the script, which was covered with blood. And trying to explain what had happened, I said, oh, I'm so sorry about the script. The trouble was my period started. Two of them fainted. And I did get the job.
Christina Ricci and Graham Norton would like you to do a cartwheel. Why don't you do a cartwheel?
I think the ladies and gentlemen would like
don't-
that.
Problem straight away.
Go on.
I'm mid-cartwheel.
Yeah.
They're shooting at me.
Yeah.
Glasses come off.
I'll have a go.
Now I'm shooting at you.
Have a cartwheel without your glasses on.
I can't. I don't know how to do a cartwheel.
I'll give £1,000 to charity if you do a cartwheel.
Why has it got to be the charity?
Good point, isn't it?
Make it 1,500. And I'll fill in the cheque and... I just don't think I can get up in the air.
Just gonna throw your neck over your head.
Just got to throw your head to...
They're going to see Cemetery Junction tomorrow if you do that cartwheel.
This is... Oh, shut up!
Oh, see? Imagine that! Imagine that! Whirling through the air! It would be brilliant!
It'd be like the Millennium Wheel.
Oh. This is going to be brilliant.
I should have ironed more than the front of my shirt. And I'm sweating. I don't know
Now, I
how
think
to do a cartwheel.
you're probably safer to do it behind the sofa.
But I've never
Look at
done
them,
a
they're like,
cartwheel.
yes. Yeah, behind the sofa.
Oh.
OK, here we go.
Saying.
How do you do a cartwell, Graham?
Oh. Do you know how to... So...
Just put your arms up
OK,
over
thank
your
you for
head.
being so careful.
Just put your arms up like that and you go over.
Just do that.
No, it's a cartwheel. It's straight ahead, is it?
No,
Yeah, just go-
that's a... No, it's sideways, isn't it?
Sideways?
Yeah, you have one hand...
King of Jim.
Oh. Yeah.
How am I going to get my legs up in that far?
You kick them really hard.
No, I don't mean... I'm not afraid to hit
momentum's your
something. I
friend.
can't... Pardon me?
Momentum's your friend.
Yeah. Really,
Why have you put a banana on the floor?
Well, I thought I was supposed to be picking up a gun.
I wouldn't run before you could walk.
You need a bit of momentum. So you go back there, right? And then look, so you're going to run up here, right? You're going to put your hand there, and your legs are going to go up. It's going to be amazing. They're going to go... We're going to slow it down. You'll do that, and you're going to go...
I think it's possible.
It is, you can
You've
do it.
made me believe.
It is possible. This is
Okay.
going to be amazing.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so, wait. So, this hand. So, Christina, is it that hand on the ground? That hand on the ground?
Yes, that first.
That hand on the ground.
Wait, so they
and
can
then
see the
kick
full
that
horror.
leg for all your worth.
Yes, for all your worth.
Okay.
You're gonna do it. Okay.
That was good! It was good! That was excellent! Can I just say, you've so earned the plug for your movie we're about to give you now.
1,500 quid, now.
I think, and I'm not a scientist, I think this is probably the tallest couch we've ever had.
That's what we said. We're all over 6'1".
No, I feel like I'm at the children's table. Who's tallest? Who's tall? You must be tall. Are you tallest?
Of course.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I'm not petite. So exciting. I'm like an ugly child. It's it.
I was saying to Miranda before, I get a lot of suggestions on Twitter that Miranda and I should get married because we're tall.
Don't seem so excited by the notion.
I do think it's weird, though, don't you?
It is quite weird. I get it a lot as well.
They would think that Miranda and I want to start a super race together.
It's not a bad idea, now you put it like that.
Yes. Pushing a really long pram. And of course, listen, we're all a bit closer to the royal family this week because it is weird. I thought I didn't care, but when that little royal baby arrived on Saturday, I was delighted. It was such a lovely thing. It was a very nice thing. And in a sense, Miranda, you were very involved in the royal birth.
Explain your yourself.
No, have you not seen? Have you not seen? Newshoids did this thing last week with the royal birth.
Oh, I heard about this. I haven't seen it.
And they called for the midwife. You've just got a picture of it here.
Oh. I seem to be clasping at my breasts.
I like that Kate, as a doll, still looks really pretty. William, he hasn't fared well, has he?
The Duke of Edinburgh.
Do you think Kate's fared well, Graham?
What, in that?
She looks like she's stifling the biggest fart.
Well, in many ways, she is.
Is he a royal baby? Yeah.
Have you not seen your puppet
I haven't
before?
seen it.
Oh, because Larks, we've got it here. Yes. It is quite good, I think.
Very good.
Let me just turn it round so I've got it properly here. If I do it like this. Ooh,
When you say good...
Come on.
No, it is good.
It's a caricature. I mean, it doesn't look
yeah.
like you, obviously. But it's quite good. Look, you can turn the head.
Oh,
and everything.
it's a bit weird.
Look at that. I like that I can turn your head.
It's nice that you're combining this with The Exorcist, right?
I just love having the puppet. I like...
Why can my whole head turn? Can it do a whole...
Oh, hang on, let's see. I
I'm
don't want to
also
break
an
it. I don't want to
owl.
break it.
That's a bit...
Yes, you can! Yes, you can! Well done, Miranda. Oh, you're shaking hands.
So nice to meet you.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, very good technique.
What are you doing now?
Oh, just putting your face up to your face. That's spooky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
It's like
that's,
looking in a mirror.
I guess that's sort of what our baby will look like.
But actually, no, here's the thing, though, Teddy. You don't know much about cricket, but you do know about John Cleese.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely. I know about the Bond movies. I'm a huge Bond fan.
They're not very good, are they?
What are you talking about? Don't even do that. Don't be a self-hater.
I'm not hating myself, I'm hating the Bond movies because I
No.
can't follow the plots of the Bond
I
movies.
can follow the plots. I can follow Bond movies.
You can?
Cricket and not
You're the
as
only
much.
person I've ever met who could follow the plot in one of the last Bond movies. And the titles. Don't ever do it tomorrow, or why don't you kill him tonight? I mean, what a quantum of solace.
Oh, that was a shocker. That was a shocker.
I always wanted to write a film called The Last Prawn. You know, I think you couldn't walk past a cinema. You'd have to go and see what it was about. But a quantum of solace.
Well, Taylor, if you like, if you don't
dear
John
me.
Cleese, all the Swifties can buy you this for Christmas because John Cleese has written an autobiography.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Yes.
easy to wrap.
Fantastic. That's a beautiful cover.
It's nice, isn't
I
it?
love the feathers.
With parrot feathers, you
Yeah,
see.
I love those.
Oh, yes. Easy to wrap. Thank you very much.
I'm trying to sell it, John.
I do want that.
No, because your book, some of your childhood,
Whose
one of the
book?
great
His or
characters.
mine?
Yours, your book. We'll get back. We'll get back to KB's book.
Harry Potter.
Book? What?
Did you talk about Harry Potter?
Harry Potter?
Like being in the Harry Potter movie?
I hated being in that. That was the most bloody boring thing I've ever done in my life. This is all special effects. I'm not joking. It's just horrible.
Just a little tear.
Yeah, you're just crushing on your girl's dreams.
It didn't mean the film wasn't good. It just actually acting it was awful.
I'm sorry that I brought it up. I really didn't.
Well, don't do it again.
But what's amazing, and it should give everyone hope, is that it took, like, you were not an overnight sensation. Like, it did take you a lot. Like, people would have given up. Like what I'm saying.
I'm like a 30-year overnight sensation.
How many auditions do you think you did before you got a job?
Well, it's sort of been mythologized now, but it started with about 600.
Wow.
Most people, smart people, quit when it takes that long.
What was giving you hope?
I couldn't do anything else.
But you've done a lot of theatre, haven't you, over the years?
That's right.
Yeah. And sometimes incredibly convincing performances. Didn't you, like,
Sometimes more than others.
Yeah, didn't you, like, cross a line in it? Was it your fault that you crossed the line? Or was it somebody set you up?
Oh, you're talking about that?
Yes.
There was a play that I did that I had to... I smoked a joint in the first scene. And, of course, there was a very naughty young actor I was in the play with who, on the opening night with all the critics...
The opening night?
He slipped a real joint onto the prop table. And I'm out there, and I'm just... Now, when you're acting, you overdo everything. So when you're out at a party, you take 2 puffs and you say, okay, that's enough, I'm so stoned. But I was acting, and so I'm just like...
I'll save it.
I literally, between the 2 of us, we smoked a giant blunt on stage. And I'm like, man, I am in it tonight. I feel it. I'm on fire, man. I'm feeling it, and I... Why's that dude standing backstage laughing at me? And the kid who put the joint on the prop table is standing there going... And I just went... Oh, shit. And the girl that I was passing it to had never smoked pot in her life.
Oh, my God.
I had, up to that point, had smoked a lot of pot. So I know you haven't, and I know you have.
No, Barbs don't ever do drugs, okay? Love you too.
We interrupt this anecdote for a message.
Back to your regularly scheduled program.
Okay, yeah. Okay. We return
It was
to
the worst thing I ever did. Don't do it. But at the end of the play, I got the best reviews of my entire career. But I'm not...
No, we're
it's
not.
Wrong. I would never do that again. It was a nightmare experience. And for the Barbs, you're much better off listening to Nikki than me.
That's right,
Barbs. Now, the thing is, The West Wing, it was a brilliant, brilliant series. You were in it for 7 years.
Yeah.
Which is an incredible success for any television program.
Well, particularly a show about politics.
And of course, one of the really famous things about it was that Aaron Sorkin, who wrote it, he did all that really intricate dialogue, all the overlapping.
Yes, yeah, he was very famous for that. The famous walk and talks we would do.
Loving the walk and talks.
Yes.
No, they are. They're genius.
Yeah,
They're really good. Are they really hard to learn?
Well, we loved them because by doing a walk and talk, you didn't have to do any coverage. If you did a regular scene that was like 6 or 8 pages, it would take hours and hours and hours of doing the close-ups and the medium shots and all that. But if you did a walk and talk, you did it in 1, and that would maybe take 2 or 3 hours. But you had to remember your lines and hit your mark precisely, you know, as your camera went in front of you. So they were very difficult to do, but we were happy as Larry to do them rather than coverage.
They can be hard to watch. Sometimes you have to rewind and go, right, what were they just saying?
Usually, the show, I don't shift my arse for the show. I just sit here and we talk, we're done. So, because of you, we've been inspired. Okay. So what we thought we could do is we could do a piece of walking and talking, okay? So, what I thought we could do is, we've got a steady cam there.
Right,
Don't wave your camera there a bit. Oh, he can't, it's steady. Anyway, if you follow him, so we're following him, so don't worry about where we're going.
Okay.
He knows where we're going.
Okay, swell.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not mild. Do you know what I mean? It's not worth getting sponsored or anything. It's not, you know, we can't cure a disease in the next minute or so.
Okay.
But...
Okay.
All right, so, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, we're going down the step. Don't you start yet, sir. Okay, here we go. The steps and things. Okay, we're all set. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, go. Welcome to the show. Did you watch the BAFTAs? Prince William Chopper, John Prescott is very fat. Please welcome my guests, Martin Sheen and Ed Byrne. There they are. Now, Martin Sheen, you don't like George Bush, do you?
No, not a whole lot. No, I never cared for him. No.
Ed Byrne, George Bush went to Ireland, didn't he?
All the best.
I'm not saying about any kind of weapons whatsoever on him.
Okay. Now,
good to see you.
Both of you?
No. Can't talk to you right now. Here, he's right here. Good, all the best.
Byrne doesn't like Terminal 5.
Where did you buy this from?
Martin Sheen, apocalypse now, you nearly died.
Yes, I nearly died, but I'm alive.
And your wife saved you.
Yes, she
Hey,
did.
you're getting married.
Thanks a lot, Janet.
I am, but I'm not quite sure when I'm getting married.
Oh, yes, very good.
You don't think about that. give that some thought. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we always get married for the wrong reason.
Oh,
I was trying to say something. Joy, that's it.
Oh,
come with me. Come with me.
St. George's Day. We're all very proud. Big spot. Just cross
there you go. Thanks so much. All the best.
St. Patrick.
Hello.
Okay, right around here. Okay, now. The elections. The elections. Are you supporting Hillary or Barack Obama?
Well, I'm in kind of a bind there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
all the best. All that good.
Very good.
All the best. Thanks so much.
Yes,
all the best. God bless.
Who do you think who are you supporting?
For me, it's Obama. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, Bill. You know, I haven't had a chance to talk to him
In
yet.
West Wing, I love the walk and talk. I'd love to hear you walk and talk. Right here. Go back in here. Walk and talk. Here we come.
All the best. Fine.
Oh.
All the best. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good. Good to see you. Good. All the best. That's the way we do it.
Get out there. That's a precedent. That's very good. Oh. Oh, if only Gordon Brown would do that. Because I do have a wacky wire. Right. Now, this is the wacky wire.
Which is completely nothing like the
Oh, is it not?
went down like this.
So you've seen these, haven't you? Yeah.
Oh, God.
So
Does this electrocute you?
Oh, my God!
No, it doesn't electrocute you. Okay, so, do you want to have a go?
Yeah,
I know,
let's have a go.
you love a competition.
Yeah, let's have a go.
So, and Tom Cruise will win.
All right.
And, so, if you want to have a go
Sure,
there.
let's
Okay,
have a go.
so let's have some tense music. Okay. Do you want to go? Go on. Okay. You get a cabbage if you win.
Can I stand on my knees?
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can.
Oh, please.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. Okay. Some tense music for Olga. Off you go. Oh. We're running out of time. Okay, Jared, here you go.
Well, I don't need to do it. I've done it before.
This is so... Okay, we want some moody music for Jared. Here we go. Quick.
I've just come down from the Irish sky and looking off and shy and the lassie shout when I go by. Gonna bend your throat out, let the wind blow high, let the wind blow through the streets.
Take it very seriously.
All the lassies say hello, gonna bend your throat out. A lassie took me to a ball and it was slippery.
Oh, he's a professional, ladies and gentlemen.
Professional, Carney.
Oh, this is the hard bit.
Steady. Look at that.
Are you going to do it?
Yeah, please do it. Do it.
Very seriously.
All the lassies say hello, gonna get you through.
There's some very impressive basketball work in it. Now, the thing about in school, you were not good at basketball.
No, I didn't play in high school. So I learned pretty much for High School Musical and also for this movie. That was about it.
Do you do all the tricks in this movie? Because they're good tricks.
Yeah, it's little stuff. It's not very practical for in-game use, but I can spin the ball on my finger pretty well.
Well, you know what's coming. I do have a ball. So could you do... Yeah, I like that. I like an actor prepares. I'll just take a sip of water and...
So you can't have dry mouth when you're about to attempt basketball.
There you go, sir. Is that just a terrible English basketball?
It's pretty bad.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's okay.
say Welsh. You can take it.
Just watch what finger you use, because we're on TV, bro. Gotta leave them all up.
you're using?
But he's got a ball on top of his.
Well, I can't do it. To humiliate me. Yes, I'm 37. My life is over.
Oh, dear. Steve, for us, you know, you're from Wales.
From Wales.
Yeah, Wales. You're
There's
like...
loads of roads for Welsh girls around.
But finally. Yeah. But after Mask of Zorro...
Oh, they thought I was Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to go to the red carpet and they go, you know, in Spanish, I go, hola. And all I said is like, gracias, gracias. Look at if you saying anything about me, it's like, gracias, muchas gracias.
Now, to me, you still have a Welsh accent.
Yeah.
But is that because you're here?
I've been with my mum and dad this whole weekend and my brother, and it gets stronger. Yeah. When I first met Michael, I'd be on the phone to my mother, and I'd get off the phone, he'd say, "Oh, it's beautiful language, that Welsh." I went, "What are you talking about? I'm speaking English."
I have to say, the night you won the BAFTA, you were suddenly the Welshest woman alive.
It's that humble thing that comes on. He's like, "I'm from Swansea, I don't deserve this."
Because you must have had friends there, American friends in the audience.
Yeah.
You mustn't have known what you were doing. Because you did the big chant and everything.
I did Oggy Oggy, didn't I? Yeah, I think Wales won that day, actually.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, it was something that jogged my memory about how important Oggy Oggy was in my life. And
these were smiling and nodding.
No idea.
Oggy Oggy.
If I did the Oggy Oggy, you'd know what to do, right? We can show the Americans. Okay. All right. Ready? Oggy Oggy Oggy! Oggy Oggy Oggy! 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 Oggy Oggy Oggy! Now you can do that.
Take that home.
Yeah, we're gonna take that back to because ours is like say ho.
Yeah. In Canada, it's sorry about that.
How old were you when you did become? You really were a blue coat, weren't you?
I was a blue coat, yeah, at the place you showed, which was next door to Heysham Nuclear Power Station. The thing is, I got sent there because I worked at a really good one in Yarmouth, Great Yarmouth, got sacked, which is another story, and then was sacked and was sent to... We'll move on to that in a minute. But
sent to this one?
Sent to that one as a sort of punishment. It was like you're going to Morecambe to do 6 months.
Because you have just...
You've just done something which...
What had you done?
Well, something that was considered cheeky in the 70s, but now is illegal.
Oh, what?
It was actually an incident where it was my first attempt at stand-up comedy. And what happened was I'd always wanted to do stand-up comedy. I didn't have the guts to do it. I got very drunk. I had a go at doing it as a blue coat. My mate said to me, just copy all the other comedians at Pontins and steal their jokes and basically talk to the front row. So you're supposed to say, where are you from? They say Scotland. You say, who paid for your holiday? Where are you from? Wales. You make a noise like a sheep. Rubbish jokes, right? But I said, that's terrible. He said, don't worry, you're just padding. What you're doing is you're looking for comedy gold, which is, where are you from? They say Kent, and you say, what did you call me? Right? Now, at Pontins, this used to take the roof off, right? So I tried it, but I was very drunk. So I go on stage, and I say, where are you from? This bloke says Scotland. I can't remember the joke. I say hello. Then I said where are you from? The guy says Wales. I black out and I go, hi. I panic. And then I say, anyone in from Kent? And this bloke shouts out, me. And I said, well, you're a So always end these things with, I swear to God, that's a true story. But that is verbatim how it works.
It's still in your act, isn't it?
It's still in my act, it really
I think there's something about male stripping that it's just more good-humoured. Like, the audience laugh, and it's sexy, but it's funny at the same time in a way that kind of... I think women's strip clubs are quite grim.
Yeah, because it's like carnal. You have some guy that's like, yeah, get it. The women are just like trying to embarrass their friends, I think.
Yeah.
It's good fun. I don't know. I enjoyed it when I did it. But these guys, when I say they're the best dancers in the entire world, we have Class A dancers and performers.
But they get hurt, apparently.
Yes, we've had some injuries, yes.
Oh.
Some I can't say on TV, but
How did that happen?
There's a lot of sliding involved.
Oh, splinters.
Yeah, it is a wooden stage. That was a bad choice on our part. But actually, the most common thing that takes one of our dancers out is a common cold, because you are very close and intimate, and some people don't care if they're sick. They just keep coming to the show. And,
The dangers of lap dancing. We had no idea.
It's a common cold.
But apparently, and you wouldn't expect this, in the show, there's quite a sort of sweet, tender moment.
Yes.
So what happens there?
Can I show you?
Oh.
A little sip.
If everybody would like to join in, feel free to. This is one of my favorite moments in the show. It's a slow dance. When's the last time you've slow danced with somebody?
Years.
You can slow dance with your partners next to you, or...
Oh, we're going to slow?
Yes.
Oh.
Music, please. If
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, the cameras are broken. We've got to do that again. Well, thank you very much.
No, it really is like my favorite part of the show. Like everyone gets to slow dance with whoever they're like standing next to. It's quite nice.
He does smell lovely.
Tequila and nerves.